On tonight's show, find out why this form of pain is no laughing matter.
And how firm must the hand grip be?
We find out on
Everybody Knows. Mike, let me ask you a simple question.
What, can't you see I'm gaming? But go ahead, shoot, whatever.
What's your threshold for pain?
That's it.
Oh,
you got it.
Such a baby. All because we'll be looking at this form of pain, which is nothing like what I had inflicted upon Mike. Such baby. Relax.
Thanks for making me the guinea pig. But this kind of pain has been described as something akin to experiencing pins and needles on the hands and wrists.
And joining us to talk about carpal tunnel syndrome is Dr. Kevin Wong. Come on out, doctor.
Doctor. Can't you see I'm the guinea pig and she pinched me and it hurt.
He's actually quite red. Hi, doctor.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to
Come,
the
grab a
show.
seat closer to me. There we go. Okay, all righty. Dr. Kevin, what is carpal tunnel syndrome and how exactly does it affect our wrists?
Okay, so carpal tunnel, just nice to have a model here. So as you can see in this model, the carpal tunnel is a tunnel that is made up of many structures that's running through. The yellow color is the nerve. And in this model, the nerve is being pressed. And when it's compressed, what you get is carpal tunnel syndrome.
Okay.
This yellow one is the nerve?
Yes, that's right, and that's called the median nerve.
Dr. Kevin, how many carpal bones are there in someone's wrist?
Well, there are altogether 8 small bones in the wrist, and that makes up the whole carpal tunnel, the base of it. And at the top of it, you have what we call the transverse carpal ligament, and that's the one that's compressing in this tiny little space.
So how does carpal tunnel syndrome usually manifest itself and how do your patients describe the pain that they're experiencing?
So a lot of them will have a bit of numbness, but it's a very specific areas. So they happen at the thumb, the index, the middle, and just half of the ring finger. And the pain, a lot of them describe it as a sort of a burning, a tingling, sort of a pain that they have.
Okay, so it's like it's a consistent pain.
Well, it starts off with just for a short while, and then it tends to go away. And as it gets worse, it becomes a consistent pain.
Right. So is carpal tunnel syndrome a sort of occupational hazard?
It is an occupational hazard, but then it's not always related to occupation.
Okay.
So high-risk occupations such as laborers, patients who use a lot of vibratory tools, in patients who type a lot.
So it's
They always
repetition.
help repetition, you're right.
Okay.
Okay, well, with that, why don't we go ahead and introduce our guests for tonight, who presumably use much more of their voice rather than their hand.
Let's welcome Zhu Zeliang from Yes Teo San San and Haleema Asman from Only 968. Come on out, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello, hello.
Oh, wait, watch, careful of those hands.
Don't wave too hard.
Okay.
I'm gonna give the doctor back his little hand because I'm getting too comfortable.
Give the doctor
with
a
that.
hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi,
Welcome.
guys. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
It's good. It's great.
Okay, so did you hear our chat about carpal tunnel?
Yes, we did. Now it's scaring me a bit because
Yeah.
it's like we're always using equipment and like handling the panel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it do feel a bit numb.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, doctor, you were telling me some stuff off air that was pretty gnarly. What is the pain like?
Well, the pain from carpal tunnel has been described to be very severe for some patients, where it affects them when they're sleeping and they wake up in the middle of the night having severe numbing pain.
Oh.
We have a few devices to test the strength of it, because the nerve, what it does, it gives the sensation and it also gives the strength to the hand. So this is basically a JAMA meter. So this is to test the strength of your grip.
All right, so let's go ahead and
Okay,
give
Mike,
it a go.
do you want to give it a go?
Okay, I'll give it a go first. Okay, so
What is a good number to get?
Oh, wow, Mike. Oh.
I don't think the
shaking.
shaking helps.
Is it really very painful?
You've got 50 kilograms. Yeah, that's pretty good.
okay.
Shall we go down the
Bring it,
line?
Kat.
Okay, Kat.
Wow, now I'm a bit nervous. Oh my God, 2 hands and I only got like less than 40. That's terrible.
All right, come on, Haleema, max it out.
No, it's done.
2 hands.
Cannot already.
Oh,
You got like 45, I would imagine.
She's like,
That's
okay.
40. Let's just,
All right, thank you.
just be honest. All right.
is fun.
Zeliang,
Oh! I think.
Extra shake.
I did the shaking as well.
Wait. Oh, he went up
Did you
to
hurt your back?
52.
A little bit.
Well, 48.
48. Okay.
Very
okay.
good. Very good.
Yeah, so that's to test someone's grip strength. You don't just do one side. It's not just one absolute number. You compare it to the other unaffected side.
Right.
So generally, that's about a 10%, what we call a 10% rule, where your dominant hand is supposed to be 10% stronger than your non-dominant hand.
10%.
Okay.
So this is to test your pinch strength. There are 3 different types of pinch. This is tip.
Yep.
And then you have a key pinch.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yep.
Different.
And then finally you have a tripod pinch where you use 2 fingers. Just go for it.
Okay. Okay, I got about 20, little under 25.
Pinch it as hard as you can. Yes.
That's not very good. I got 15.
Oh,
It's hard.
Okay.
It's hard.
it is
it's
hard
rough.
to pinch.
All right, so this is obviously just another device to see what.
You know,
what
I'm
your
quite interested to
fingertips
see
are doing.
what that white one is.
That's called a 2-point discriminator, or 2PD for short. So you can see different sort of tips in terms of different widths. And that number is to determine the width of the distance from one tip to the other, and it goes
Okay.
in millimeters. So this is to test your sensation.
Okay.
Can I have your hand?
Yeah, yeah.
Close your eyes, please.
Okay.
Now, do you feel one
Yep. Wait. Oh.
thinking?
Two.
Oh, wow, you do have carpal tunnel.
Is that one?
That's one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay, let's try this. This should be obvious to you. This
Okay.
is,
Okay. That is definitely 2.
that's definitely 2, right?
let's go.
Okay, now, how about this?
Back to 1.
Okay, very good. And now,
Mike.
2.
okay, finally you
Better
got
make
it.
an appointment
So
with
yeah,
the doctor.
Was
Three.
I wrong with the previous
You
one?
are wrong at 2.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, please make an appointment.
Does the pain actually occur more on our dominant hand?
Yes, in the dominant hand, it tends to occur slightly more commonly.
Okay.
But having said that, it can occur in either hand first.
And I also heard that, like for women, we tend to risk having carpal tunnel syndrome because our wrist is smaller. Is that true?
You're totally right. The cross-sectional area of the carpal tunnel itself is smaller in females. But having said that, more males, when they present, it tends to be worse. That's maybe to a certain extent because it's more occupational, and these occupations are more male-dominated, such as construction, manual laborers, and stuff.
Okay.
So does carpal tunnel syndrome? Do you mostly notice it during the day or at night?
Well, most patients tend to notice it during the night, because during the day they're busy, they're doing stuff, so they don't tend to notice it. But during the night when they're sleeping, that's when the swelling starts to occur. That's when they start to feel the numbness and get woken up by it.
Wow.
Now, can you reverse it, or can you stop yourself from getting CTS?
Well, it's not so much a reversal, but I guess it's to either arrest the condition or to slow down the condition. So ergonomics play a big part, as mentioned earlier. There are certain exercises, simple exercises, tendon gliding. So in the clenched fist, you can do what we call flat fist, okay? And then a clenched fist, and then open up again, and all the way.
This sounds like repetition, though.
Well, it is repetition, but what you're doing is just gliding. These are simple, slow repetitions.
Okay.
There is a nerve gliding exercises.
Right.
So what you do is if, for example, on your right side, you turn your head to the right, and then with this, you go straight up.
Ooh.
So what
strange
you're
move.
trying to do is to glide that nerve through that tunnel.
Once you get treated and fixed, can you get it again?
It's very rare to occur again. For example, surgery, what we do is we cut open that ligament so that the pressure is released.
Oh.
But there are times when the tunnel just reforms back.
That's why it's called carpal tunnel, because it is such a strange name for
It is. That's why I always thought it was weird. But you know what? It's time for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking more about carpal tunnel syndrome. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Everybody Knows. Now, Mike, how would you feel if things like, picking up a pen or picking up a fork suddenly became arduous?
That'd be pretty awful, I would think, and I'd kind of feel defeated.
Yeah, it would be devastating. Now, that's how this 36-year-old mother of two felt when carpal tunnel syndrome robbed her of her ability to use her hand to perform the seemingly easiest and simplest tasks. Here's a look at her medical journey.
My hand was so weak that I couldn't hold the chopstick.
36-year-old Candy Ang is married with two boys, aged 2 and 6. Lifting and carrying her children with her two hands comes naturally and easy for this clinic assistant. But it wasn't the case when her right hand was experiencing nagging numbness a few years ago.
It was really bad that I woken up from the sleep when I'm heavily pregnant because it was numb and painful. Most of the things that I thought it was simple that I couldn't do, like holding chopsticks, holding pens, I can't do as well. So it just get very numb. I felt a bit upset, like why is it happening to me? I went to see a doctor, then I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. I had to wear a splint while sleeping to prevent it. I had to curl up my hand and put it under the pillow. It wasn't convenient to wear the splint, so I decided to take it off during the day. It does affect my work because I write a lot and I type a lot. Holding mouse itself is a chore to me because I felt that it goes numb and then I have to shake off. Whenever I write, I need to stop. I can't really do as what I like. Even if I'm heavily pregnant, I can do things like walking around, but I can't write. It's horrible. It's horrible. I cook lesser because I tend to get very numb. Even I hold the cooking, the wok. So it's just uncomfortable. So I cook lesser. I can't really use my left hand because not very dominant. So I just mainly use right hand. So I stopped cooking.
Candy was supremely relieved that after giving birth to her first child, the numbness went away spontaneously.
I was like surprised that it went away. So I thought that, oh, maybe it won't come back anymore. So I was like, relief. It's a total relief, actually.
But during the third trimester of her second pregnancy in 2022, the same nagging numbness resurfaced.
I'm like, oh no, it's like, it's back again, the nightmare. So I thought like, okay, let's wait and see.
Similarly, the doctor treated Candy's condition by administering a splint to her. But this time round, the numbness didn't go away after she had given birth.
It actually got worse. The numbness actually lasted about 6 weeks after I gave birth. It didn't go away, so I decided to go to seek treatment again. The doctor actually told me that there will be camera system, that they actually put the scopes in to check how badly the nerve is being compressed. Thankfully, it was early. It wasn't that bad that it damages the nerves now. So I was quite thankful. The surgical wound actually took like 2 weeks, about 10 to 12 days. So I couldn't touch water in a sense. Cannot wash my hair. I cannot do any cleanings. I need to keep the wound dry. So I needed my mom's help because mainly like things like carrying the baby also is a chore to me. I think I made the right decision to go for the surgery because it does really help with the daily lifestyle. Really can minimize the frustration that you have and the worry of a mother that will drop the baby because of the numbness. So I really recommend for the surgery. I can finally say bye-bye to the numbness.
I feel frustrated for her and as she was telling her story. But Dr. Kevin, I need to ask you, did pregnancy sort of play a part in causing, her to develop CTS?
Definitely. So Candy is a very typical sort of story because with pregnancy, there's a lot of water retention. And with the water retention, there's swelling over the wrist and the tunnel just becomes tighter and then the nerve gets compressed.
So interestingly, after giving birth to her first child, the pain went away, but she wasn't so lucky the second time around. What happened there?
Well, so age is one. So with age, as you get older, that tunnel becomes more fibrous and it becomes stiffer. So there's less compliance to the swelling. And plus the fact that sometimes you can't tell, maybe the second surgery, there's more swelling, there's more water retention. That might be the cause why with the second pregnancy, the numbness doesn't go away.
So this happened to me at the start of last year. It was a sports injury. I was trying to break a fall Right after I came up from the floor, I felt a little bit of a sharp pain. It got worse over the next week or so, so I went to see a specialist. She was like, oh, it seems like a possible tendon tear. She said to put it on a temporary splint. So that kind of went away slowly. It faded over the course of the next 6 months or so. But then I realized that starting from this year, from time to time, if I don't move it enough, it will start getting a little bit stiff and I have to crack it.
Well, this doesn't sound like CTS because in your case, it's mainly just pain alone. CTS comes with pain. They do come with numbness, and of course, in the later stage, they can have weakness, which is mainly weakness of the thumb itself.
Okay.
But in your case, it's just pain. So it sounds like what you have could be either a tendon or the ligament, which was what was first diagnosed.
Right.
How does the splint help with carpal tunnel syndrome?
Okay, so that's a good question. I have a splint here, and in fact, I have two forms. One, we have a thermoplastic splint. It's customized to fit you. I have an off-the-shelf sort of brace. It works just as well, but then again, if you're in between sizes, it might not fit as well. What it does is to keep your hand in a certain position, which opens up the tunnel. So because in your wrist, it's not totally straight. That tunnel, there's a slight curve to it. So by keeping it this way, you're keeping that tunnel as wide open as possible so that that nerve doesn't get compressed.
Okay, doctor, we've got a bunch of tools here. Let's get to all of them. We got the endoscopic tool.
You'll see a little sort of blade that comes out once we squeeze that trigger over right down here, okay? So what happens is that during surgery, this goes right underneath into the tunnel. So we make a tiny little incision, like about a centimeter.
Big enough to put that in there, right?
That's right, just big enough for this to fit in. That little blade is deployed, and then you cut it open like that all the way, and then you get the carpal tunnel released. So now, once this is open, there is no pressure on the nerve itself.
You know what, Mike? I feel having worn this for the last, I don't know how many minutes.
You feel better?
It's
Feeling
improving. Yeah, my carpal tunnel is improving.
Well, all right, all right.
You can try that again with the fidget spinner. The 1 and 2.
Okay, we got more coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
First one that I'm going to teach you is a lumbrical exercise. So what I need you to do is to just straighten your finger first. Bend. Back. Straight. Straighten. Yeah. Bend. Go this way. Straight down. And open. So this median nerve exercises, so what you need to do is, so you lift up this way first, then the hand this way, then the neck away from the hand, then from here, then you go. Yes. So when we type, two types of fall on the table, the wrist can lift up a little bit, then like keep your wrist neutral and straight when you type. So when you type, move your forearm side to side instead of moving your wrist or bending your wrist up and down. Lift your forearm slightly higher and reach straight. There are a lot of people who do mouse this way, so it's wrong. Move your forearm when you move the mouse or scroll. So do not move your excessive wrist, so sideways or upward. So alternatively, you can also consider a vertical mouse. It will keep your wrist and forearm in a neutral position.
What happened, Kat?
Yeah, that's how
I'm trying to solve my carpal tunnel.
That's not it.
That's not it, right? That's the wrong side, right?
Who knew that Madonna was telling us in her Vogue video that she had carpal tunnel?
Okay, now we know.
Hey, by the way, guys, I have some news to break right now.
Yes.
During the commercial break, the doctor literally diagnosed me with carpal tunnel.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
He said, "You feel tingling?" I said, "Yes." So he grabbed my hand and he did a couple things with the tools over there, and then he tapped me here, and even when I just tap myself right there, it shoots right through my finger.
Right.
That's right.
So what does this mean for me?
So you should try something like therapy first.
Okay.
So those exercises that were shown, those will help you a ton.
How many hand therapy sessions would he then need to go for? Does it vary from case to case?
So it always varies. The hand therapy sessions is kind of like gym session. It's not you just go once and then that's about it. It's for you to go
no
back.
wonder not working my gym session.
You gotta go twice.
Your gym session.
Twice.
Twice, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I tried one day.
So it's for you to learn the exercises and for you to do it at home. And this is something long-term that you could do. Because if you're going to leave the carpal tunnel alone, as mentioned earlier, it's not going to go away. At most, it just arrests the carpal tunnel or it just slows it down.
Do you know what we like to do in the office when we're stressed?
What? Stress balls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you think that sort of helps?
Yeah, stress balls do
Is
help.
that a stress ball?
Yeah, that's a stress ball. You can use
This
it.
will help for my carpal tunnel?
Yep.
I can actually say that now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, because you have it. You have to know how to say it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
Doc,
God.
just level with me. Like, just how long do I have?
So
as long as you
Mike.
want.
Okay.
So dramatic.
I do have a question though. Due to like the repetitive motions I've been doing at work, due to my occupation, right? And I know that I have to continue doing this repetitive motion. It's hard for me to change my working habits. Should I be worried?
At the end of the day is how does it affect you? And it's really affecting your day-to-day life. Then therapy might not be able to help you. Then you have to consider something like surgery.
Okay.
We're going to go into a game segment.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I just want to know if
Sounded
there's going to be
rude.
any light at the end of the tunnel.
There is
Just follow the light, Mike.
The endoscopic light.
But yeah, we're gonna play a game and we're gonna test whether all of us have been listening
Okay.
about carpal tunnel because we now need to really know more about it because Mike has it.
So we're going to play true or false. You guys ready?
Okay.
All right, question number 1. Carpal tunnel syndrome is caused only by repetitive motions. True or false?
It's false, right?
Both of you are correct.
Why? Why is it false?
In the previous patient with Candy, for her, it's not a repetitive problem. It's a problem with pregnancy where there's water retention and then the swelling within the wrist.
Okay.
And then you can get carpal tunnel with that.
All
So
right.
Okay.
the answer is false.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Statement number 2. Carpal tunnel syndrome only occurs in adults.
False.
The answer is false.
Okay.
Ah, so it can happen in kids.
They happen in kids, but they are very, very rare. So if they broke their wrist and they didn't get it treated properly and now the wrist is deformed and it presses into the carpal tunnel, they can get it.
Okay.
Question number 3. Carpal tunnel syndrome gets worse with age no matter what.
Is it true?
It's false.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I told you it's all in your head.
Well, it's not always. If you look after the ergonomics, you do your therapy, you look after the wrist, and then it doesn't get worse. It just
Okay.
arrests the symptoms,
Okay.
and it sort of stops there.
All right, carpal tunnel syndrome is only about tired hands.
Oh, okay. False.
Wow, very
Yeah.
quick. The
That's
answers
just
came very
simple.
quick.
That's
Yeah.
correct. False is correct. Yeah, so it's not just about the hands being tired, it's numbness, pain, and also weakness of the thumb itself.
Right.
Okay.
You're weak, Mike.
I apparently am. Apparently I am. Well, good job, guys. Great
Okay.
job. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, the pain and the discomfort which carpal tunnel syndrome patients experience is really no laughing matter as it affects their quality of life and their productivity at work.
That's right. We hope you've enjoyed watching our show and remember to join us next week on Everybody Knows.